Hello, welcome to Alumni to Watch 2025 with João Sousa Pinto. João Sousa Pinto is a Nova SBE Master Alumnus in Economics, and he has taken a very unconventional path from working in banking to making headlines in the Portuguese media. João recently became the first Portuguese citizen in 6 years to enter North Korea, where he took part in a unique running challenge that captured national attention. João won the competition. Today, João joins us as the guest in the first 2025 edition of our podcast, a segment where outstanding Nova SBE alumni are invited to share their stories with our community. João, welcome back to Nova.
Thank you, Pedro. Thank you.
So, João, it is remarkable that you have been the first Portuguese person to enter North Korea in 6 years to participate in a running challenge. What drove you to participate in this event?
So basically, I'm a fitness guy. I like to run a lot. Even when I was here in Nova, after class, I always went for a run near the sea. So I was always into running, and I followed this experience for a long time. I saw that Koryo Tours did a tour to North Korea, but it was suspended because of the COVID since 2019. So I was not expecting to go there. But I was in China with my friends, and it appears that there are vacancies for the race. So
Wow.
I was like, okay, why not? I must join this. So I just signed up, sent my passport, sent the money, and I said, okay, I'm going. But I was not expecting to win or to even do a good result because I was like not in the best shape because I was in China for 1 month eating spicy food and not training. But I was like, okay, I'm going to enjoy the tourism part, see the statues, walk around, see the nature of North Korea. But when I was in the race, and I was like, okay, now I have to give the best of myself, and I try to just run as fast as I can.
So that's truly amazing. So you are in China, you see that there is a chance for you to go to North Korea for a running competition, you go there and you win.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. What are some insights that you can share with our audience?
So it's like a crazy story, I know. Like it's insane. Even now, I don't believe it. If someone told me, I was like, okay, this guy's insane. So the insight is like, I think that many people know the North Korea part about the documentaries on YouTube or even some interviews about people that left North Korea, and it's like a bad image, bad stories. That people there are like not happy, are unhappy. They don't eat. They are in misery. But while I was there, I know that I went to parts that they allowed me to go. But when I was there, I just saw that people are living their normal lives, going on the metro, just experience life, going to work. Their mind is just to get a job, to provide for the family like us, to have their kids, to go to the park on weekends, to go to the cinema. It's like the life is like similar to ours, but they are provided from. They don't have like the freedom like we do. So, you know, like they can't travel outside. So that's the major thing that I would take from that experience, because the people are free, but that sense they are not that free to travel to other countries. So in my mind, if I was like there living there, I would not be as happy as I'm here. But I think they were like happy in their sense, their way, because I think it's important to know not just the country but also the people, because it's different to know people and how they think, how they live their lives. It's very important to know, and just not to hear the stories about a country. I think it's very important to know how they live their lives.
Yeah, but as you said, I mean, they took you to some probably
Propaganda
special
places.
parts, propaganda places, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you visit Portugal, if you come to Nova SBE, if you visit some neighborhoods in Cascais, probably you will have a bit of a distorted vision of what Portugal is all about.
Yes, of course.
So probably
Just to Nova, I think like all universities are like this, and they
Exactly.
well, you went to other ones and they don't see like it's very different. But yes, like the same thing. If you just go to some places, you might think and feel that it's always like this. But
Yeah.
of course not. Like every country has their favorite spots, their best architecture and engineering stuff, and I think they try to show us the best they
best.
can, so we can give a good image of them to the outside world. I think this is the main idea, and I am conscious that I saw what they want me to see. But it was a good experience, and I can't complain about all of any of that.
But it's good to hear that anyway. So we'll come back to that, but let's go back in your history and let's talk a little bit about your experience here at Nova. So you took economics.
Yes.
And tell us about that. How was it? How was it being a student?
It was very hard, Pedro. Very, very hard. Many hours of study. I had no idea it was going to be so hard. I came from FEP in Porto. I think you might know. I'm from Porto. I came because it was like the best masters in Portugal. So I was like, okay, I have to go to Lisbon now to go to Nova, the beach and all the stuff. I was like, okay, this is amazing. But then it was very, very, very hard. But it's like everything in life. When it's hard, is the best. You know, like I don't complain now. I think my time here was very, very good. I made a lot of friends. I enjoyed the weather. I enjoyed the runs that I did here. I enjoyed the people that I went out with. The hours that I study now seem meaningless, you know, like now that I have my diploma and now I can say that I'm a Nova SBE alumni is very, very rewarding.
How do you think that influenced your career?
A lot, because getting to know a lot of nationalities, you build a huge network, you know. I think the Nova thing is like very good for that. You build a huge network and then you know people from Italy, from Germany, from Mexico, from USA, from Uganda. And it's very, very interesting because now you have a lot of network. And in my area, the economics and finance is very important to know people in places, you know. Network is very, very important. And I think Nova is the best for that in Portugal. There's no other place like this.
So you actually lived on campus?
Yeah, in the Milestone.
Milestone?
Yeah.
How is that? I mean,
it's amazing. Very, very good. It's amazing. The facilities are amazing. The kitchen is amazing. You get to know people. The building is amazing, and then you are always with other students, and you are very close to the beach. So you can just go to class, change your shirts or your long pants, and then you put your shorts and go for the beach or for surf or for running. It's very, very good to be this close to the beach and to be this close to students.
You were also very involved with the Nova Running Club, of course. Makes sense, given that you run a lot.
Yeah, when I saw that there was a running club here, I was like, okay, I have to sign up for this. I think it will be an amazing experience to get to know people, to go run with them, to experience this with them, because you make a lot of connections, even when running, because you know people that have the same interests as you, you know. If you like running, you're going to meet people that like running as well, and then you connect and you go make friends. Yeah, very, very.
And you used to run a lot by the ocean, right? Where would you go?
Yeah, I would start here in Nova, and then I would go down near the sea until Oeiras, past dark. Then I would come back, go until here again. It's like 7 kilometers. So I'll do 2 times, and it's enough for 14 kilometers. Yeah.
14 kilometers. How often would you do that?
It's like 4 times a week, and then I would do some gym as well to do both.
Even here at Nova as well?
Skinny, but yeah, I like to be in shape, so I was trying, and it's very good for the stress, you know. Even when you study a lot, like here, I need to relieve my stress, you know. So running for me was always an escape, you know, to just go listen to my music, and I was focusing on my run, go near the sea, and then you finish, you sit down, you see the view, and you are like, okay, this is like amazing. And now I go back to study again, but then tomorrow you do the same thing, and it's really, really, very, very good. I think everyone should experience this. It's healthy and it's good for you.
So, and you were actually a student here when you decided that you wanted to visit China?
Yes, I was like always looking at countries to go, and when I was here, I was like, okay, now that I know a lot of people from Europe, now I have to go outside of Europe. I want to go to Asia, so China was like one of my favorite destinations to go. Also North Korea, yeah.
But do you remember why? Why China? So is it because it's a...
I like to travel to different countries, you know. I would say like, for me, traveling is not go to a resort in Mexico and sit around and just get some sun like a lizard. and just eat food in a hotel that I can eat here, you know. For me, traveling is to get to know people, experience the culture.
So
the
did
foods.
you travel a lot apart from this one to China and North Korea?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us about other places where
I've
you.
done a lot of trips. I went to America, the US. I went there in 2020 for when it was COVID. I went to LA, New York, Miami, Hawaii. Then I went to safari in Africa, Botswana, and South Africa, and Zambia, Zimbabwe. And I also went to Vietnam, Singapore. I'm always traveling around to
South America as well? Did you ever
no,
visit?
never, never, because for me it's like very dangerous, you know. I know that this is very funny since I've been to North Korea, but for me, South America is like a red flag. I see stories, I listen to some things, and I'm not. I like to travel and I like to feel safe, you know. And in China was super safe, amazing. Everywhere they have police, they check your belongings. Everywhere you don't feel like not even a little bit unsafe. It's super, super secure. I think Asia countries are very, very safe, actually. So that's why I like to travel as well to Asia.
So is that one of the reasons why, rather than going to Brazil, for instance,
Yeah.
you decided that you wanted to go to China first?
Also because Brazil is like a lot of Portuguese people go to Brazil now. And I was like watching my stories on Instagram in February. Everyone was in Brazil or like in Andorra for the snow. Everyone was there. I was like, oh my God, this is like a promotion on tap or something. It's like crazy. Why so many people are going to Brazil now? And then I was like, okay, I'm going definitely to another country because
Okay.
I want to explore new things. And I like to, like I said, for me, traveling is this, to get to know people, network with people, connect, eat different food, sleep 5 hours,
Yeah.
go on the bus, go on the boat, go on a train, go by walk. I don't
Interesting.
know, it's like do everything like you can, yeah.
So you really decided to take the path less traveled.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
I like
Interesting.
this. I like this adventure part of the traveling.
So it's interesting because, as you said, then you were in Asia, and during a brief 10 minutes internet connection, you found out about, well, different things. But one of the things was that you passed the CFA exams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The first level, yeah.
How was that? I
So
mean,
I did the exam in February when I was here, and then I went to China, and then North Korea came up, and I was expecting the results. I didn't know if I passed or no, so I was like always nervous, checking my email every day, seeing if I received the email, hoping for some good news. And then I went to North Korea, like there is no Wi-Fi, not network there, and there was an option to buy Wi-Fi in the hotel.
in North Korea.
Yeah, yeah. You can buy
So you have to buy it. Okay.
$2, 10 minutes. So
Wow.
it's crazy, yeah. And I like one day was like not a big line because normally it would be like a big line because everyone wanted to buy. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do this. But then one day was like a small line and I went there. I bought 20 minutes of internet. I go check my emails. Congratulations, you passed the CFA exam. And I was like, oh my God, this is so good. But then I was like alone in North Korea. So I couldn't talk with anyone, my friends, my family. So it was like very good, but then you can share with other people. So it's like,
Because you could not talk? I mean, could you call them?
no, it's like the internet was very, very slow. I could send text message, but just that. But
Could you browse the internet freely? I mean, could you?
I could go on WhatsApp and email, but I tried to go on Instagram and Safari, and it was very, very, very slow. The internet was very, very slow. So, and it was like 20 minutes, so not that.
Was it just slow, or do you think it was actually forbidden to visit? If you wanted to check CNN,
No, you can't do that.
you can't,
I
right?
I think I don't know. I didn't try that, but I tried to go online. It was very, very, very slow, and I think they don't have access to this internet. The North Koreans, I think they have a private server with the things that the government wants them to have. So yeah, I had just WhatsApp and emails.
So obviously they have a very limited view of the world, right?
Yeah,
They can only
yeah,
see what they are allowed to,
Yeah, yeah, I think
not what they want. I mean,
what the government wants.
what the government wants. Yes.
Yeah, they are like a filter. I think they choose, but I think most part goes true, you know, because they knew a lot about Portugal and Ronaldo, for example.
Really? What did they know about Portugal? I'm curious.
Like
Ronaldo.
they were talking about that they came here in Guimarães for a tournament as well. They loved our country. It was
But
very
you
good.
mean those were athletes, I believe, right?
No. I was talking with some North Korean on the stadium after the race, and he was like the director of sports for some teams. And he told me that he came here to Guimarães like 5 years ago or 6, I don't know, to do some kind of sport. I don't know, I don't remember which one. And then he was said it was a very, very beautiful country, and he loved it here. And they also know Ronaldo, of course, and they told me about Al Nassr, which I was like very surprised because I was not expecting they know Al Nassr is like very, like strange because it's like a weird club and they know it. It was like very, very, I was very mind blown by that.
Interesting, interesting. And I mean, of course, you spent some time there. Then you made it to the news in Portugal. Everyone was super curious about this guy, right?
Yeah.
We were also very intrigued when we saw it. It's like, wow, our
It's just a
student.
lie.
But then I understand that you were also criticized by some people that couldn't really understand the truth behind your experience.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
that the case? Can you share about?
Yeah, there were some people that, but there's also like always like this in social media. People like to comment on everything. They were saying that I was a communist, that PCP paid for my trip, like weird things. Like it's even
So,
funny.
João, who paid for your trip?
PCP paid my trip. I can disclose this now. No, it's like very funny to see how people think about stuff, because you don't have this like when you are living your normal life, when you're not like on the news or something, it's very different. Then you go on the news and then you see like people don't really are not like happy because of this. They try to find some I don't know, something to criticize, like talk bad about you.
Yeah.
And it's like saying this is like crazy because if you go to Cuba, you are not communist. If you go to America, you're not capitalist. You just go there because you like and you like to travel. It's not like you go to a country and you defend everything that you see there. Of course not. Of course, I don't defend everything in North Korea. I don't believe in the thing, but I like to experience things and not going to be a communist just because I travel or like
Yeah.
it's very weird to see those comments, but
But could you imagine yourself living in North Korea?
I think not, because I like to travel a lot, and not being able to travel would be for me very, very bad. But for me, like if I grow up there, because people that grow up there they don't have this idea because they never travel, they don't know anyone that travels, so for them it's like normal. Because if you grow up in this,
Yeah.
like not traveling, not knowing the world, I don't think you have this ambition to go outside. But if you travel a lot, then you have this ambition, like me. So if I was born in North Korea, I think it would be very different my mind. So now I wouldn't live there because just of this, because I like to be traveling and I like to be free to move from Lisbon to Porto, because there you can't move cities. You have to.
You can't?
No. You have to ask the government to go from the city center to another city. You have to ask.
Wow.
And they never they don't allow you normally to leave your.
So they can't even travel inside the country.
No, they told me like this. They have to ask, and sometimes they allow if you have a strong reasoning. If you have like family upstate or something like this, they allow you. But if you don't have, like, if you want to go to Porto, you have to ask the government. Oh, can I go to Porto because my mother is sick? Then they might let you go.
Wow.
But there you have to ask. So it's like.
Are there other reasons why you would probably not like to live in North Korea?
Just this, I would think, is like the main reason. Also, the way they are paid, because they receive in vouchers, not money. So they will normally receive vouchers for meat and for drinks, for beer. They don't have like money just to spend. You have to. So if you want like to buy beer, you need to use the vouchers. That's why how they control the food in North Korea. They give you vouchers accordingly to your work. So I think it would be not the best for me to be controlled in what I buy or what I eat.
João, since we are talking about money, I understand that you brought some money, some coins.
Yeah. I brought
And also some books.
Korean. Yeah, if you want to see, this is the autobiography of one of the leaders. It's a very, very rare book because I don't think anyone has one of this. It's about Kim Il Sung, the
You mean anyone outside of Korea?
outside of Korea.
Yeah, of North Korea.
It's very, very, very random thing to have, but I like to read a lot.
But it's in English, isn't it?
Yeah. They have in English, German, Italian. They have a lot of language. Actually, I was surprised.
There, they have it
Yeah.
there.
For
in
tourists, I think
Okay.
when it was open, I think they would give this, and also the coins. I think is very, very good. Can show to the camera. It's very, very, very good. I like to keep this. This is from China as well, the yuan. I like to keep them as souvenirs from my trips, and to have this is very rare. I think no one will have those in their homes. So I can sell them on eBay for a lot of money if I want.
Yeah, yeah.
One day, it's like gold. Keep gold at your house.
Yeah. So of course China is very different, right?
Yeah, China is very, very, very in the future. I think for me, China is like another world, like
It's
crazy.
it's ahead of Europe, it seems to you.
Yeah,
Where exactly did you go? Where in China?
China was 1 month in China, so I went to Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, Guilin, Zhangjiajie. I went to a lot of places.
Shenzhen?
Chengdu, yeah. I went to Chongqing, the thing with.
So you went to many places.
I went to the most visited parts, I think, and I also volunteered with pandas. They have everything there. It's amazing. Like they have tall buildings. Like they have lots of technology, lots of stores. You can go to the beach. You can go to the mountain. You can do a lot of things in China.
What impressed you the most in China?
Technology, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Self-driving cars. The Uber Eats comes in a drone. Like the outside on the streets, it's amazing. Like the buildings are huge. They have like these huge LEDs, like the publicity. It's like amazing. Like in the future, like I went to New York and I thought it was like very, very good. But then I went to China. It's like whole new level. Like New York on steroids. It's unbelievable. You know, like it's very, very, very insane. For me, China is like a different world from this one.
Are there any downsides of that? I mean, are there things that you didn't like at all in China?
The fact that they don't speak English is very, very bad for me because even in the hotel they don't speak English. No one there speaks English. Very, very rare to see someone that knows English. Just some tour guides. So it's like very, very bad because if you want to be an international country and you just speak your language, it's very, very bad to connect with people because business you make by talking with people, like. And if you don't see the person, if you don't talk in their language, I think is a barrier, So, but they don't really want to talk, I think. They just know the Chinese. And if you go to a hotel, it's very hard for you. You have to translate everything. So I was always using my translator everywhere.
Was it like that as well in North Korea?
North
I mean,
Korea,
people don't speak English
I
as
don't
well.
have a lot of contact with North Koreans, just with the guides.
Yeah.
We were with 5 guides each group. But they all speak English, so we don't like talk with other people like a lot
Because you can't, right? I mean, they would not let you.
I think you can, but it's like weird, because you never know who is talking to you, and I don't know. I was like not. I know people. I talk.
So
with
you
them.
didn't have the freedom to walk around and to.
I just had the freedom when I was training for the marathon because normally you are with the guides all the time, but sometimes I was going. I would go to the training in the morning to the race, so they couldn't.
Because you mentioned the marathon, but you did the 10 kilometers race.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you go to practice, they don't go with you, the guides. So you are free to. You are free to.
Poor guides. I mean, they would need to run a lot.
You have to. You can be like you can run, like to escape. But I don't think anyone would do that. But you are free in that time. But apart from that, you are always with a guide. So I think you are always controlled where you go, what you do, because they are always watching you. And if you like do something they don't want you to do, they will tell you and they will go after you. I think like, so don't do this, don't do that. Because if you go to another country like in Europe, you are free to do whatever you want. You know, like you are not being watched by anyone. You know, like you can go on the streets, you can go anywhere, but there you are always with the guides, and that's a very very different situation from me. Never had this experience, but it was like normal. I try to respect the culture and the people all the time I travel. I think the most important thing is to respect their ideas, even if I don't agree with them. I have to respect, and if you do that, I think everything goes really, really well. You know, like if you don't try to disrespect the people and the culture, everything goes well.
How do you think this experience shaped you as a person, and also how did it shape your professional path? I mean,
So professionally, I would say that visiting China opened my horizons, because now I know a country that I would like to work there, because China is very very in the future, and if you know English, you are the king there, because they don't speak, so you are better than a lot of people there, and like
so are you applying for jobs in China? I'm curious.
not yet,
Not
but
yet.
I have to finish my CFA now first before going. But China is a main destiny for me. Like I would love to live in China for even for 1 or 2 years. I think would be amazing, because you could travel the whole country, and it's very 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 good. And the experience in North Korea, I think, shaped my mind, because I had these ideas before going, like very, very bad ideas, like because of what I see in social media and YouTube and all those things. And to be able to see the reality, I was like, okay, not everything that you see is true. And this is very good for you, because you can now have your own perspective of things, not just what you see. You can make your own thoughts, you know, and it's very important to know this, that you don't always trust what you see, and you have to really experience things to get to know the real deal, you know.
Very interesting. So, what would be your message to students at Nova, for instance, that are trying to balance their, personal lives with their professional careers, ambition with curiosity, personal growth? I
So I
mean,
would say,
based on
like,
your experience in particular, what would you?
my experience would be like, have discipline, you know, try to do everything, but with moderation. I think you can do anything you want in Nova. You can study, you can meet people, you can go out, you can run, you can do surf. If you have discipline, if you know you have to do this now, but then you have to study, or you have an exam this week, you have to balance things. But if you are really like disciplined and you know what you want, I think is very good. And if you really know how to do things, like if you plan your day, I think everything goes well. For me, it was this case. I always try to put my workout in the morning after studying, go out on weekends, meet people, go for dinner. It was always balancing of stuff. And I think if you do that well, everything in life becomes easier, you know.
Are you already planning your next trip?
Yes, I have my trip planned already for Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
Okay.
different place as well. I think a lot of horses and a lot of nature. Like I like this. I was going to Kazakhstan before North Korea, but then North Korea came and I delayed my trip to Kazakhstan.
What about after Kazakhstan? Do you know already? I mean, what would be your dream destinations?
Oh, my dream after Kazakhstan. Okay, now I'm seeing some trips about Antarctica as well.
Okay, wow.
Be a crazy one to do with the penguins. It will be just the trip down Argentina will be very very good.
Yeah,
Past
yeah.
the Drake Canal will be very very interesting. So I might do that. I might go to Bhutan as well. I heard that there is a very 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 interesting culture as well, or to India to get to know India, because it's like also a country that everyone talks bad about, and I think there's
So no plans to go back to North Korea in the short term.
yeah, North Korea next year. I don't know. Like if they open more places for North Korea for the race again, I might go again, and I might try to win again the 10K. I have to defend my medal now.
Are you curious to go back and try to meet King Jong-un?
To meet Kim would be amazing, actually. I think I might become Portuguese diplomat if I do that. But yeah, why not? I think it's an interesting, and they were all very nice to me. Even the guides, they were super nice to me. They asked me to come back. They said they would miss me. So I think it would be an amazing experience to go back. I think it would be very, very, very good for me. So if he opens the places, I might go as well. Yeah. And you can join me if you want. We go to
Who knows? I mean, I would need to run, right? Which is,
yeah.
you would go for the 10 kilometers race,
For
and
the-
maybe I would
you
go for the
we win the
marathon.
5 and 10. So, marathon is very, very good. If you finish the marathon, very, very
No,
rewarding.
I'm joking. So really nice talking to you.
Very
I
nice,
mean,
Pedro.
quite
Thank you.
unusual
Thank you for the invite.
experience that you got. I don't know if I would. I know that I would not find another alumnus or student that
Yeah,
have
not easy.
that
Not easy to
experience in
find.
North Korea. Yeah, really nice talking to you,
Thank
João.
you for the invite, Pedro.
All the best.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you.